since August 28th, 2014, the people in this community have been carrying this case on their shoulders and their minds and their hearts. Today, we're able to come into this courtroom and resolve this case. I know personally this has been a huge, huge burden for me as well. Just it's been on my mind since the day I became solicitor. There's not a day or a night that's gone by I have not thought about this case. Even when I've had other cases to try and to prosecute, this case has just been front and center. There's so many people that we need to thank because this was a team effort, but I think all of us standing up here have to thank the jurors. We pulled people from all across this county, from all their walks of life, pulled them from their homes, and we brought them in here and exposed them to some of the most god-awful evidence, and the things they heard were just incredible. And they listened, they were very sincere, they worked hard, they didn't complain, and they did their job, and I think we're all grateful. We were going to be grateful no matter what their verdict was because they've been so serious about it, but we all owe them a huge debt of gratitude. There's so many other folks that we want to thank too, but I'd also be remiss if I didn't say that this is a big day because we believe these 5 little babies finally got justice. Mira and Eli and Natan, Gabriel, and Abigail. We've been waiting so long. They've been on our minds and hearts, and today's the day they got justice. And so we all stand here for them. And again, there's so many people to thank. The folks in our office that prosecuted this case, we work as a team. It's not just prosecutors. Sean Graham, Suzanne Mays, Tara Grigsby, we got Rhonda Robinson, Matt Martin. Some of the most experienced people I've ever worked with in my life. I would not imagine ever going into a case like this without them. And then standing by my side is Sheriff Kuhn. The help he's given us personally and then from his staff is just phenomenal. The people from his office, Adam Creech, Jesse Lance, Mike Phipps, just to name a few, their work's been invaluable. And then, of course, we have Sheriff Crumpton from Smith County, Mississippi, Marty Patterson, Under Sheriff, and Adam Creech standing next to him. These guys were phenomenal. We worked, again, across state lines as if we've known each other forever. Mississippi and Alabama, but particularly Mississippi with the Sheriff Crumpton and the folks from MBI. They welcomed us in. They treated us like we've been working together for years. It's just been absolutely phenomenal professionalism that they've shown. There's so many others as well. The folks at SLED, we have April Bain, she's seated over there. Chief Kill's been very good to us over the years, and he was good in this case as well. We've got the FBI, Dave Mackey, the Attorney General's office, Melody Brown, she's been up here constantly checking on us, helping us out on so many tight legal issues. We also have a special place in our hearts for the teachers that have testified and supported us throughout this case. The teachers from Saxe-Gotha. Anybody that has kids going to that school, I'm going to tell you what, you've got kids that are loved. Phenomenal people. Principal Beth Hout, Vice Principal Janet Reichard, Amy Shear, Jonathan Stone, Jacqueline Moran, and the list goes on and on. They've just been absolutely wonderful, and they've been with us throughout this whole process, and we're here up until just minutes ago. So we thank them all. We thank everybody for their patience. It's been such a long, hard case. We've put our heart and souls into it. We've done our best, and thank God mercy. Mercy was shown to the kids, but justice was done in this case. That it's a case where, it's heartfelt, and justice was done. Justice was done. So, thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Solicitor. I just want to echo some of his thank yous. This case from the very beginning was about those 5 children. It certainly took a toll on our staff and the whole community, really, but I want to echo those thanks the solicitor said. This is a team effort. All the men and women at my staff put in the time from start to finish. Our federal and state partners from the FBI and SLED, certainly Sheriff Crumpton and all the Mississippi folks and Alabama that helped us in this case. Also, Just want to think about Sheriff McCarty, the late Sheriff McCarty. He started this case. This was a case that happened about 2 months into his time as sheriff, and I know the heart and soul he poured into this case, and I know today he's looking down on us with a little bit of satisfaction knowing that justice was served. And lastly, I can't say enough about the solicitor, Rick Hubbard, and his staff, and the professional team from day one that helped us with this case, and the hours they poured into it to get justice today is just I can't say enough about that. So thank everybody, and thank you.
Any questions?
Obviously, a deeply emotional case, not just for your team, law enforcement, the family, the victim, and his family, the defendant.
Sure.
Talk about how in a courtroom where usually emotional can disrupt the trial. Talk about how your team kept it together. And are you feeling any sense of relief? You can take a breath now that it's over.
It is tough, but we've done a lot of cases over the years. This one has been more challenging, not just because of the size of the case, but the subject matter. But having a team helps you go into a process where you reassure one another and you come in ready to do what you have to do. If you got a vent, you do it outside the courtroom. And that's kind of how we've done it over the years. In this case, it was absolutely needed. As we prepped for this case, we knew there may be times somebody might need to step out of this case. And thankfully that didn't happen, but this was a tough one. I'm going to tell you, it was emotional. When you deal with these teachers and see just how closely attached they were, and you see how real these children were and how special they were, and then how horribly their lives were taken, it's got to affect you, and it certainly affects all of us. Law enforcement was there with us too, and the sense of professionalism is what helped us keep it all together. So.
And a unique situation as well, the defendant's family also being the victim's family. Do you have anything from your office to say to the defendant's family?
Well, we've met with them, we've talked with them. We don't harbor any ill feelings towards them. They didn't commit this crime, Tim Jones did. And our focus was on him, and we have respect, try to respect everybody. So there's no ill feelings towards anybody. So.
You said you would respect your decision regardless of what it was today. What happened here today, did that make sense to you?
It absolutely did. As we worked on this case, it's just, we've done death penalty cases many times. I've never, in all my years, seen anything like this case, ever. I mean, it's just, it doesn't even begin to compare.
Solicitor, can you talk about kind of the confusion over the current state of the South Carolina death penalty? You know, obviously the judge says November 30th, 2019. I don't think anyone actually expects that to be that. But can you kind of talk about the process of sentencing someone to death and a little unplugged?
Well, that, I don't know that I'm really the qualified person to speak on that, because I'm as much of an observer sometimes as folks that aren't prosecutors. But the scheduling is part of the way the statute reads. It's got to be scheduled, so that's perfunctory. There's automatic appeals. There'll be a motion. There's typically motions to reconsider. There's automatic appeal. Then there's, after the appeal process goes, there's post-conviction relief. So, and what the court will be looking at are legal issues that were preserved on the record, the objections you heard. Did the court rule properly on those? And then second round, when they look at post-conviction, they look to see were objections made, or did evidence come in, did attorneys make mistakes, things like that. So it's a very long process, and I'll be honest, as long as I've been doing this, I still haven't figured it out. So.
Just on that same note, what, just hone in on one thing, what is one of your takeaways after this background? What will stick with you about this case for the rest of your life?
Me personally, the time. Just the time.
Why is that? Why will the time stick
He, as you can tell from the evidence, and by his own father's words, he was the focal point. That little 6-year-old bore a lot for a long time, as you've heard in this courtroom. And no child should ever have to go through what he went through. And because of what he went through, his father turned on those other children. That was the evidence in this case. That was the allegation. It was the evidence. But that's it. What sticks with me, it begins with that, and it ends with that.
During the trial, you have to keep your emotions in check. Now that the trial's over and you've gotten the verdict and sentencing, there's some relief that maybe let out some of the emotions that you're feeling of the years that you've spent working on this case and the attachment that the team has to the children.
I'm sure there will be. Right now, we just got the verdict and got the sentence. So, and I'll be honest, we've got other cases waiting on us. I mean, that's kind of how we work. So that's probably how we'll work our way through this. We each have, I know the prosecutors here, including me, we all have murder cases lined up. A number of them for the rest of the year we're trying to get done. The office, there's a lot of things to do in the office, and I know the sheriff, and I'm sure Mississippi's the same. There's so many other things waiting on us. And when we walk out the door, we'll see it stacked up for us. So.
You alluded to this in closings, but the Hubbard that this is obviously dying. What do you hope it says to somebody out there who might be someone like Mr. Jones that watches this and sees the consequence potentially of their actions?
Obviously, you know, if this case can make a difference, we'd sure love that. I mean, it would, if anybody could have a takeaway from this case where they look at themselves in the mirror and say they're not in this courtroom someday, that'd be a blessing.
Was there any hesitancy for you for both many considered the most emotional moment of the trial to have the mother and or of these children, since you did not advocate for someone to die, for you to have to push for the death penalty anyway? Did that give you any sort of pause?
We were prepared for that. We've talked to Amber Kaiser for quite a while. We respect her feelings, and she's respected our position. So, you know, we were perfectly comfortable with her taking the stand, saying whatever she had to say. She's the mother. She gets to do that. But we represent the state, and she understood our position as far as speaking for the children as well.
You might have already said this, but is this the longest it's taken from the crime to actually get the sentence?
We've had some that have taken longer to get to court, but as far as trying the case, this is the longest trial I know we've ever had in the circuit, and frankly, I don't know if we've ever had a trial in South Carolina this long, state trial. Could be wrong, but I don't know of any. Anything else? Okay. All right, thank y'all. And thank you guys. Thank you, Sheriff. Thank you, Marty.